Hey, excuse me. Look here, I need, I don't know, I may have enough. I don't, I need, can you do this? I need 2 more copies of this. And something else here too. And the apple of my eye. Second. I need 7 of these. 7 copies of that.
Okay.
Thank you. So Ishi, how's you been out there any year?
Yeah, I was talking to my son last
His name?
No, I'm gone.
Okay.
Which was I was in it to him and
How was the exit? Was it messed up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He called for commission inquiry.
Yeah, they ain't let that go.
How many students you got here?
5. Before I cry for my 90. Reflects the banking industry. 13, yeah?
It's quite ironic because that's what I come to speak on today.
That's fine. That's fine. I was telling somebody, I was telling some guys in the water this morning. I see no what? We're smart, but we're really dumb. What do you mean? I said, I'm surrounded with smart gadgets. I have a smart key, a smart car. I got a smart television. I got everything smart. You just tell it what to do and it does. I say, and a person was asking me the other day, I said, I'm going to Cable Bahamas to pay, but you're going to start online? She said, come back to me, bring that up. And then, and then I want you to set the bills electronically. I said, I get the bills electronically. I do all of that, but I still go there and pay them. They said, no, you can do that from here. I was halfway doing it. Then when I get my car said, what do you want to do? I touch it off. You understand? So, the problem, here's the problem in the country right now. While the police are looking around for guys holding up the guns, fellas are ripping the account online. And when you do that, they don't see it as a crime. So they go to court and the judge is giving them terms of payment. For example, this girl thief $300,000 from Galanas. The judge tell her, pay back $10,000 by such a time. And then pay him $1,700 a month for the next 170 months. Now, first of all, you've been thieving, you've been in the court, right? So the whole Bahamas know you is thief. So bring me a job. So, and it's better than language in jail. So we don't believe, our problem is we do not believe that white collar crime is crime.
I think that's a good speech.
We don't believe that white collar crime is crime. So they continue to hack out all the Royal Bank accounts. The Royal Bank make no statement yet.
Royal Bank make a jump they wasn't ready for.
There wasn't any. What caused them to make that jump?
Trying to save money. You know.
Close down branches.
Yeah, man. Save money. Online banking is the future, you know.
But it ain't the present.
Actually, yes.
Not in Bahamas.
No, but your generation soon go. What's your going on?
My generation soon go.
That's soon go.
My dad is 88 years old and still alive. That's 24 more years. Am I look forward to that?
No, but if you live to see 24 more years, you will see.
I would know this one.
You won't see any more banks. This all the banking right there. You can see in the next 20 years.
The phone. Well, you know, an offshore bank is just a discount.
But I don't give too much away. That's what I'm speaking on today.
Oh, that's what you're speaking.
Yeah.
You didn't give it away. Anyway, you two, I don't know where the other three are, but let us start our class. I trust you all had a good weekend. No? You was on the Bahamas Air flight, 16 hours delayed. What about you?
No.
So why Bahamas Air? Let's start with that. We always discuss it, you know, to relax everybody. Why was Bahamas Air 16 hours delayed?
Did I say that publicly?
You believe that?
I'll tell you what the post says.
Listen, have you heard anywhere around the world of any airline having a 16-hour delay?
No.
So why you believe Bahamas Air then?
I mean, I don't say they say.
Listen,
fly on Bahamas
they
Air.
got plenty of planes in Miami, sitting down doing nothing, that you could go and rent. I have a funny feeling they just ain't have no credit.
Bahamas Air being assistance from there, they still need money to run. I mean, like, they ain't changed. For 40-something years, they ain't changed. You think they could, that's why they sit there for 16 hours.
I ain't never seen on 16 hours.
No profitable, no profit in it, nothing.
So, listen, But I found out why they having problems.
You see lying today?
They ain't just had the problems. This problem is going on for months.
For gas.
You know what I heard the problem is? It's a shortage of pilots. These young people who come on the train, you know, all you do is flying these little funny planes. Whereas you go on stage, you fly a big plane. I understand there was shortage of pilots. Okay. So
You saw that line today that people couldn't go nowhere.
these people who were scheduled to go,
Some people in the state scheduled to come back and they couldn't come back. And some people, they said, someone said posted, all the people in the airport today scheduled to go and couldn't go. They had to call police. So, like, people can't come and people can't go.
so the problem continues and they ain't got no plane.
No. I want to fire Muhammad there.
You can imagine now, you done plan your nice little holiday
Everything's screwed up.
on Bahamas there, and you can't get out of this town.
You can't go.
Why Bahamas there can't charter a plane?
Can't get no money. Ain't no money.
You know, it's interesting. That's how Richard Branson got started, you know. He couldn't get a flight out, and so he going around to all the people waiting on their flight. They say, man, how much you gonna pay to get where you going right now? Say, all right, well, I got $30. You get $30 from everybody. So he buy a charter plane, and that was how he got started with Virgin Airlines.
Okay.
That was the birth of it. These same delays.
The people who's carrying on it in the States because
They were what?
if your flight was first and you get delayed, then they was trying to get everybody else on before who was after.
So
Everybody was stuck.
so the first flight was delayed too?
The first flight was delayed and then the second flight was delayed. Then they're telling the people, okay, that's your flight was delayed. But these other people who time now, they could go, so they're going before you.
Yeah, that pissed
So
people off.
so it's carrying on like, what? They tell people they're sitting there from the airport early that morning. You tell them the next flight they get 3 o'clock the next morning. Who don't get in 3 o'clock next morning? People still be home in their bed.
And hold on, and all the money then run out.
Yeah.
You can't go back, you can't run no more car, you can't stay over there till the thing subside.
No.
Your money gone.
Everything gone. You don't get nothing. It's just the only thing open then they reach there to pay no custom. That's it. They don't have nothing.
Okay.
Then people who here, who have to go, couldn't go.
So what I mean, we just sit. So what do we do with that?
Yeah, so why they couldn't, for true, why they couldn't use them other people play? Why they couldn't fly there?
I believe they're credit bad.
Yeah, they, I know they get no money. They never had no money.
Because you could
40
always
something
pick up
years.
and call somebody. Say,
For 40-something years.
I believe you're credit bad.
40-something years, you had to get billed.
I would have get up.
Huh?
I would have get up. We would have helped with that.
So why they can't? Why yesterday the problem and today persists and you ain't got a plane here? Tell me. Money, money.
And some people, I guess people could have tried to go on another flight, on another plane, but people don't say they can pay there, so they were going to go try to go pay there too. To go try. So they stay there and route.
And then my arms closed down.
Actually, those people I thought was nice yesterday on the stuff I saw because it really kind of incited you to behave worse. And you can't live with it.
No, they can't come down go. Because this is right there. You had cleared everything all through all that in front of you though. You can't go back on them. You had clear. You had sit there, see him spot, and then see him in a hard chair and stay right there all night.
And you can lay on the floor.
Nobody on the floor. You don't want to be reminded that that's where you are. You want to be home.
Okay. So, that's our next talk. Bahamas here. So, everywhere you look, something breaking out in the country. Let's talk about BPL. Since we last met, the board of BPL were asked to resign because they weren't getting anything done there was a gridlock, there was infighting, said the minister. And so there was asked to resign. The former chairman who refused to resign said, wrote a letter saying the minister lied. It's not true. It's political interference. And they keep interfering with us. We set a certain mark and we move along that mark, and we get political interference from the minister and Minister Wakes. Now, here's my point for our discussion. Were they right? Do the boards act independently? Should the minister have not interfered? Should they have handled it differently? How should that have run? What should they have done? I have some thoughts on that being a
I know, but when
former
they
chairman.
when they,
Yeah, huh?
when they appoint them, don't they give them a guideline or give them?
Nobody's giving nothing.
It just be changed, just be a board and you.
Nobody gave nothing. You better hope the former chairman sit down and tell you what are some of the issues. They don't give you nothing. But don't forget they fired the previous fellas. They brought this management team and they fired them. So, when you get appointed to boards and stuff like that, nobody gives you nothing.
You sure? Tell me.
You're a wig in the butt.
No.
You're a wig in the butt. And you move from one desk to another. And they send the person who comes to take over your desk, they tell you to train them for 2 weeks. But they ain't getting them 2 weeks. That's it, right or wrong?
Correct.
Huh?
Correct.
Until you want 2 weeks to lay in that desk. So you can't teach them in 2 weeks. So, back to BPI. What do you take from it? What's the story? What do you understand? Is the minister right?
With the
Is the
interference?
former chairman right?
I mean, if they fire me, I just leave it. I was saying answer them.
What did the minister say? I didn't hear.
She said, I mean, it was just that, I think it's just that they fired so many people before you were like, I mean, you don't fire the people, you give the people an option, whether they won't go or whether they'll stay. And they said that you wanted to stay, opt to go. So if I said, man, I tired of all these people around here, they ain't doing no work. And people say, you want a package? I say, yeah. But then necessarily you offering a package to me. So now you left with people who want to be there, but they don't know the job like well enough to be there.
You used to work BPI?
Huh?
You used to work BPI?
No, I'm just saying what happened.
Oh, oh.
So you leave them with just, I guess you can't say with people who just starting out, but some, some people don't care how long they've been, some they still ain't learning nothing, so they just want to be there sitting for a job.
Well,
They still take all the people.
first of all, I think the separation packages were handled wrongly. First of all, there was sweet packages. 2 years, pension, $3,000 insurance, and your gratuity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gave 52 million out to 350 people. Okay? And that's 350 people. If you were going to separate 350 people from a workforce of 900 to 1,000, you got to stagger that day off. You can't have a 350 people like that. That's another thing that happened. So, but this was being driven by the board. And what they don't understand is when you're doing an exercise like that, you have to have all the details planned out. He going, who coming in. And you have to communicate these things. Thank you, sir. You have to communicate these things. Right? You have to communicate, you have to follow through, you have to You have to consult with the managers. Nothing was said about who leaving, why they left, who coming back, nothing. So you wouldn't fire chairman on that?
Mm.
Even if it ain't their fault, the whole initiative was theirs. So, on the issue of interference, are the boards independent? Should they be? Do they operate outside of the minister and the government?
Shouldn't they?
You answer.
They don't. They don't.
Why? Why should they operate outside?
Aren't they government corporations, so they operate on the outside of the government?
But the purpose of the board is they are an agency of the government.
Yeah, so you gotta operate on
They
the
are an
outside.
agency. So you have to operate as a partner of the government.
Yeah.
The government appoint each of you.
Yeah.
The government appointed you to carry out its mandate. So don't come with no funny ideas on your own, but the government don't know about.
Can't act independently.
When I was chairman, me and the general manager sat down, made up the agenda. We went to a meeting with the minister and the permanent secretary, and we discussed the agenda. And we said, this is what we can do. And the government wants us to say, yeah, do this, no, do that, blah, blah. Bang. We did that. That's how we operated. Our minutes go to cabinet, to the minister, to the permanent secretary. So if all these things happen, how you get independent?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
That's how BPL operates. But is that how government-related boards normally operate? That
But
you
shouldn't they operate that?
That's how they operate. You are an arm of the government. Now, a private board may be separate. You are an arm of the government.
so shouldn't the minister now be a part of this board?
No.
No.
The minister sets the policy, tells them what the policy is. They're supposed to vote the policy, develop the policy. And the minister signs off on these things. All right? So I saw myself, keep in mind, there's no minister of electricity in the cabinet. I saw myself as the minister of electricity, where I advised the government as to what's going on over here, and the government advised me as to what they want. The government is the only shareholder. The government owns me, 100%. The government is my boss. If you don't understand that, don't come in here with your own ideas and your private interpretation and all that. I serve under the auspices of the government. In other words, I really have a seat around the cabinet table in a sense. I'm supposed to support their decisions. Carry out their decisions through the board. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's the first thing a chairman got to do. Understand who your boss is, keep him informed, and make sure the direction you go in is stopped by them. I made some mistakes along the way. Alright? I am approve certain, we approve certain entities to service us. And then I get a call, what we want to do with those same people. I said, you're a shareholder? No problem. We deal with that. We wanted to look out in front of the yard. There was a yard contract for $850,000 a year, if I remember correctly. And we said, what? We can say, man, cut this out. The people who work on that contract, the people who work on that contract, live in town constituency, or Sandoval constituency. All right, leave that contract alone. Problem Shemula. So done. Alright? You have to carry out the mandate of the entity that owns you.
So this is why Ingram fought so hard to privatize BTC and why he had the eye set on BEC, BPL.
Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why the government wanted to privatize the corporations. If you, ZNS, Bahamas Air, BPL, water and sewage, you name it, right? A lot of the government debt comes from two things. The debt of those corporations is added to the government total debt. That's the first thing. Secondly, they have to send money to them, including mortgage corporations. They have to send money to them to make it. For example, at one point, Bahamas Air was getting 30 million a year from the government. I think it's down to 18 million. Now, Bahamas Air playing all this fun. But I understand a lot of them is before with employees only paying $10. But they also artificially dropped their price to beat the other airlines so you could ride them. Yet, they then still come for a subsidy from the government every year. Water and sewage must be get, I can't remember, 20 million from government every year. All of these entities get money from government. A lot of the government debt is so they wanted to get rid, if they privatize them, if they privatize all of them, because ain't none of them making the profit except BPL was. If they privatize all of them, then that's money. I think the total amount of money government payable to the corporations is 360 million or something like that. So if they privatize all of them, that's 360 million, they ain't gonna pay. That's why they want them privatized. If they were making money, nobody would say privatize.
But that ain't happen like that.
What ain't gonna happen? They ain't gonna have to at some point.
Well, when you do that, the average Bahamian won't be able to afford light and water.
Why do you think light's so expensive in Freeport now?
Exactly.
But
many people can't afford
Yeah,
that.
they ain't ordering. They ain't ordering money on. You ever hear Freeport people holler? No. Freeport people is hollering, say, let's let me in. They said, let's go to Miami and come to Nassau and all of my stuff. You ain't notice that?
Most people in Freeport ain't working.
Only, well, 14%. Another 85%. But let's get back to my point. Back to my point. And my main point is that if you are working for the government, you gotta understand. Now, another thing I discovered as chairman, BTC had 900 staff and 200 managers. 900 staff controlled by one union, 200 controlled by the other union. If I wanted to impact BC, first thing I needed to do was to build a relationship with the union leaders. And build a relationship with the union leaders. Why? Because cabinet can build your relationship with them. Cabinet can. In fact, when I was there, they used to meet with the cabinet, and I never used to know. But what they didn't know was I used to go play golf with them too. And they used to tell me, man, you're taking this place over. That's only because you stop us. A lot of stuff they was gonna do, that makes me need, and all they used to want is some simple things, you know. Wasn't no plenty nothing. But what happened was management saw them as we are the bosses and you are a union under us as opposed to we are partners. Right? And one thing with the unions used to be smarter than management. Because when they have a dispute, they say, okay, me the chairman. Management here, union here. So the union got all these people, right? You say, oh yeah, Mr. Major, you know, here's a letter we wrote down on so and so 6 months ago. I said, okay, where's your response? No response. Here's another letter we wrote so and so. No response. Here's another. I said, okay, you got no response? Bam, bam. You do it, you get it, you do so. I had to stop meeting with the unions and management together because the unions was making management look bad. In fact, one of the union former presidents, he said to me, he said, Mitch, I was anti-union, you know. He said, I didn't want to join the union, you know. He said, I was forced to join the union. I said, why? He said, your HR department's so lousy and don't do what they're supposed to do. You can't get nothing. The only way you could get something if you join the union. So you have a good HR department who produces stuff and all that, you minimize the effect of the union. So, you gotta understand who your boss is, which this current chairman didn't seem to understand. And when you understand the union environment now, you gotta understand, sometimes it ain't only the president you gotta understand. Because sometimes the president here and the next president coming up over on this side. So you gotta make sure, and when you negotiate, they just go back to their members and they don't tell them everything you say. And you can't tell their members, you can't talk to their members, they call it interference. So they intentionally keep a block to keep their influence with their people. Intentionally they do that. Okay? So you gotta understand them two things. The third thing you gotta understand is the hierarchy of leadership in the organization. Right? You're the chairman. You got the board members. You got management, supervisors, employees coming down. Right? Over them, over the chairman, is the minister. Permanent secretary. Prime Minister. Any one of them could. So, when you're chairman, you dancing between all these people. Now, how do you dance? This one wants to say this one wants to say that, this one wants to say that, this one you do so and so. What do I used to do? Send me that thing. You saw that? Send me. When the MP used to say to me, hey, you are the highest and such, up in my constituency, it affected me, and you just get rid of it. It's no problem. 3 weeks later, and then now, see, Major, I said, send me a note. I ain't get the note yet. I ain't get the note. And one time I was in a meeting, and the union had met with other cabinet people outside the meeting, and they came there and they wanted us to sign. I said, no, I can take this home, look at this. Then I emailed the permanent secretary and I say, I ain't signing no document for no meeting what I did not attend. She actually agreed with you, she sent it to them. Within 10 minutes, 4 cabinet ministers called me. Can you just call me tomorrow? Just call me tomorrow. No, we can be by Neil Ellis, blah, blah, blah. I met by Neil Ellis. Not a single one of them show. Not one. You hear me? And my final point, when Anna Nicole's situation was out here, and she was in the house, they came to us to say, we need you to cut off the lights. We said, no, we can't. We said, why? We said, the Electricity Act indicates that if you pay for the light, you must get light. We can't give you the light. We can't take the light. I mean, it's one. So you dealing with that. You deal with this, you deal with that, you deal with all sorts of stuff. Everybody pulling, everybody got this, what they want to accomplish, that they want to accomplish, this they want to accomplish. And understand that if the corporation is going good, government takes the credit. If it's going bad, they can blame you. And you can't say nothing. And understand that cabinet run things. I one time I suspended 2 officers. The number 2 and number 3 guy. I suspended. Within 10 minutes I get calls from top dogs, ministers. Hey, how could you suspend? How could you suspend the top tier people at the corporation? I said they lied to the board. What you want? So my minister was. They tell my minister called me. My minister called me. Major, have you done an investigation? No, this was Friday. Major, be in my office Sunday morning. I'm in his office. Major, have you done an investigation? No, sir. Please reinstate them pending investigation. No problem, sir. I reinstate them, but they never forgot me. Right? I reinstate them. Now, what am I describing to you? I'm showing you the inner pullings on the chairman from all sources. Now, what I had was they didn't seem to have. I had that board on my side. But let me tell you about boards. That's why I think they should change them every year or every 2 years. Because what these board members do, they come in and they infiltrate the organization and they tell the people, you know, I'm a board member, I need so and so. But what I learned in corporate governance, the board member only has power in the meeting. After that meeting is over, only the chairman has power. The board member don't have no power. So they can't leave out there and say, I'm a board member so and so. We had a board member who was in charge of the HR committee. She brings the application for her sister, give it to the general manager and say, hire her. Why? Because I chair in the HR committee. And what? Of course, being a board member, you're afraid to me. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. So then, you need these fellas to vote with you on issues, right? So you got to find a way to manage them without pissing them off. So you got to dance. And hold on now. And my board members were general manager, the general manager of Bahamas, deputy general manager, the head of the legal department, the head of the hotel. These were fellas who ran their own corporation. I had to dance around them. But what I found in terms of conducting meetings, they knew nothing like what Toastmasters know. They didn't know. Didn't know how to call a vote. Didn't know how to use committees and all that stuff like that. Okay? So when they saw I could do that, they gained respect for me. And also, prior to every board meeting, you send out the packets like that with just stuff to read.
Agenda.
The agenda, the papers, the minutes, all that, right? You come to the board meeting, nobody read it. If they ain't read and I read it, then I say, bam, 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 it's into my board. No problem. That's fun if they ain't read. I ain't care if you don't read. After so summarize this, you want the committee summarize it, bam, bam, bam. Yeah, that's my so all the favors say, all right, boom, 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 bang, $30 million, you. Okay, bam, 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 bam. That's what we do. Okay? So, what I'm saying here is, a lot of people may look at this as interfering, she lying on him, he lying on her. They can do that, they do that. They can lie on unions, lie on you, they lie on you. You have to sit still and take it. Because you can't counter it. Because then they'll drop some heavy stuff on you. You can't survive. Okay? So you just gotta take it. So what I'm saying is, when you get into the chairmanship of these boards, you gotta understand, why are you there? Who put you there? Who you answer to? And you gotta be able to keep that board. You gotta be able to keep that board together.
There's Lady George, she was the boss.
Yeah.
I said, why she was going to.
Mr. Lied? So what you expect him to do? You expect him to just leave that like that? Don't say that.
She's finished.
Who knows? You don't do that. So you have to, my bottom line is, this whole scenario is about exactly what they say. An inability to control board members and all this other stuff like that, to get them to, you know. But board members are treated with high respect, high honor. And then you get there, you get your parking, you get your little money every month. You check on the table there when you come. When you come in there, the food flowing from 3 o'clock till 8. You name it, and there are 4 or 5 kind of meat. Rice, peanut, whatever. It's flowing. So they're treated well. Have been high honor. But you cannot sink into the abyss of. Don't say, well, we're going in this direction. Strategically, we've looked at it. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. No. Minister, what you want? Minister, what you want? Here's what we think, but what you want. What you think. Don't get caught in. We're cleaning it up. Don't get caught in we're cleaning it up and we're going in this direction. Don't get caught in that. Okay? Do not get caught in that. Alright? So, and that is why too, you look around at chairman of boards, and often they are really senior people who know how government works. And you don't see them getting involved in that kind of stuff. That's why you need senior people to run their boards, who know how it works. All right? And once you in line and you carrying stuff out, once you're in line with them,
And they normally they party appointments, man. Like reward for your hard work.
But you have more senior people in the party. You could have given that too. What you could do is put her on the board as the deputy chairman. And you put, because you appointed each year from June to June, right? For 1 year. And then the government renews it each year, or they'll change it. Sometimes they change it. Okay? That's what you do. But that wasn't.
No, you shouldn't change them. Just keep them for 5 years. Unless someone resigning.
Who?
Unless someone resigning, keep them same set for 5 years.
No, every year.
Supposed to it.
Every year. No. They actually have to do it.
Okay.
You cannot vote. Like when we get to our August meeting, you can't vote if they haven't done it. It is not legit. So they try to get the governments to look at it before they take their summer break. And typically they appoint the same people, but in some boards you got to shift 1 or 2 around. You understand? In some boards you gotta make a shift. Okay. So your servant, the cabinet runs the government agencies through the ministers and to the chairman. They are your shareholders. You were appointed by them to carry out their mandate, not yours. You ain't got no mandate. Alright? So what's your excuse now?
I was to work, straighten out my ride. I could open up the ink and get ink on my pants. I got on to change my pants. I wasn't coming here like that. Full of ink.
Look what you got on.
Yeah.
Half, they all
Half of my leg
terrible.
out.
Half your thing, you know.
I just pick up the first pants I gotta find. By the time I get home, I don't know, it's in the bike ink up.
You bring your book tonight?
Yes, I did.
Take it up. This is the Raymond Hasty of the class.
So she must be really talented then.
Huh?
You must be really
This
talented.
one is giving me conniptions. 1 hour late.
My God.
She coming to the midterm exam an hour late.
That's
boss
why
her?
that place where I work don't care about education at all.
You boss him, you
Yeah, remember.
get slacked.
No, I guess not. She was. I make
Hey,
us. I make
hold
us.
your hand, Macy boy, hold your
I
hand.
make her sweat for the weekend. She sweat. I make her sweat. I let her sweat. All right. So, anyway, so bottom line, in this whole scenario, if you seek to understand through the minister and through cabinet what their wishes are, and you get something called cabinet conclusions after every board meeting, every cabinet meeting. Cabinet by law meets every Tuesday, and then they do minutes. The problem is, some prime ministers don't get them to you till 6 weeks later. All right, but you get cabinet conclusion, so you know if you send a paper out what they voted on. You know the mandate. You know, or the minister will come on the meeting and tell you what so and so and so. So in other words, don't go in the corporation talking about this is my idea. This is what I think I can do. That's the point. If you have an idea, sit down and talk to the minister. He can tell you to do a cabinet paper. You take the paper, take it to cabinet. Cabinet look at it. They either approve it, modify it, or reject it. Once that is done, you come back, you carry it out. You're in line with everybody. Once you do that, you ain't got no other problems other than managing your board members. And this seemed to not have happened to me. That's how I looked from where I sit. That there was this, because on her letter she copied the procurement officer, the head of the finance committee, and procurement officer, the head of the finance committee, and I think one other officer was copied on that. Okay? And no other board members. That should have been 3 board members. Or that should have been her, the general manager, and the minister. But her, the general manager, seemingly were war. That's how it appeared to me.
She didn't know how to get along.
But it's a situation to me where, like the minister said, listen, if you got gridlock, it ain't being nothing moving, be losing money, ain't nothing moving, because they can't get along.
But listen, that's what happens. Now the women leave the room. Women in power,
Yeah,
they hard to get along.
yeah.
So
They try to do extra foolishness to make them, you know when you go to them from customs, they gotta dig it up just because they got that power. The fella comes in.
oh, take out your drawer.
Oh man! Don't you know it, buddy?
You go without the customs line, the man line from here to Timbuktu, the woman line. There were 2 people on there. Come this way.
So it's unfortunate. I thought it was most unfortunate that she penned that letter because you can't come out and say the minister lied.
That's the dangers of social media, you know. People don't understand how powerful this is.
Very well.
And once you put something out there,
Get out there.
it belongs to the cloud and everyone with access to it. That ain't yours no more.
Once you put some out there, buddy.
She can't delete that. She can't apologize. Well, you could apologize, it ain't mean nothing.
Yeah.
The damage is done.
The damage is done, buddy. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's 2 topics that we touched on. Look here, don't come to the morning, my class is late, okay?
Mr. May.
Carry your clothes, extra set of clothes, in case you spill ink in your
It wasn't
bag.
even me. I don't even use that.
Every class she late, you know. And every week is a different excuse.
I was never late.
And then repeat.
Hey Steve, you keep your mouth closed, because every time you have a contribution reference to me, if it ain't positive, me and you have a there goes. You see Chantel in the back there?
She's turning you.
She got on them hard slippers, and Jack, you with them
Now
now.
he said we the same, so
All right.
I trying to understand.
Anyway, all right. Anyway,
I don't know.
tonight we're talking about audio, getting comfortable with visual aids. Now, what I decided to do, one of my former students, which is Mr. Raymond Hasty, who's known around here, right, so New York, was one of my top students. He knows the run of the mill. I asked him to come and present an audiovisual speech for us. Okay? Now, here's what we're gonna do. Turn to page 43 in your book. After he shall have spoken. After he shall have spoken. While he's speaking, I want you to evaluate him.
Sorry, right before that, this is on the 27th, or the 22nd, because they say the Juliet time.
What?
This is Wednesday, or this is on the 27th?
Let me give you that.
Because they're looking at the paper now.
On
You
22nd,
should be
it's
looking
on
at
Wednesday.
it. We move it up. We move everything up earlier.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on Wednesday.
okay.
Where is that?
Okay.
I mean, the speech, young thing, but it's fine, it's Wednesday.